Let a little bit more people get in. If you in, show me some love, man. Hey, say what's up. We all about love in the 2-2. You know what I mean? I love you, you love me. That's what make the wheel turn. You know what I mean? That's how we're going to keep this thing going in the 2-2. New year, new cycle. Same year. Before we get started, I want to play a little bit of my jam. You know what I mean? I always say this when it comes to my music. It's a hell of a thing when you sing your own song, cause you can't sing it wrong. You know what I'm saying? So music is about feeling and expression. You know, that's a form of art. You know, I love making the art of music, man. And this last song, my last song is my favorite song. My next song is my best song. What's up, Blow? What's up, Blow? Good to see you, man. Happy New Year, man. Just finna get on here and kick it a little bit, man. Have a good time for the 2-2, man. You know what I mean? Everybody gearing up for the 2-2 to make it better than the last. And the message is going to be about it's a new year and a new cycle, but it's the same you. You know what I mean? But I'm going to play my jam just to get the vibe going, man. You know what I mean? And we're going to vibe out. You know what I mean, man? Like I say. Into a better me. I'm better than who I used to be. I have grown into a better me. I'm better. God almighty, I love this shit, man. For 42 years, I've had some good times, as well as I have shared some tears. I'm getting better and better every day, feeling like I'm moving in the right way. Long time coming, and I think I put that work in, babe. Trying to be a better me than them that drove me crazy. But it was worth it, babe, cause I love it, babe. And I'm a better me. I remember when I used to be a younger me. Man, if I knew then what I know now. Now on this ride, let's go out. Feeling young and gifted just like a soldier. And I feel good to me. And I'm so proud of the man that I done grown to be. Big, I am grown. I'm growing, baby. Who I used to be. I am grown. Come on now. Check this out, man. This song means a lot to me, man. You know what I'm saying? It say, I have grown into a better me. I'm better than who I used to be. And that's what I'm talking about, man. It's all about the cycle, man. It's all about the cycle, man. They say he'll be coming around the mountain when he comes. When you come back around that mountain, it's a new cycle. It's a new year. You got 12 more to go, man. 12 more months to the next one. What you gonna do in this here cycle that you did better in the last cycle? What you gonna do in this here cycle that's gonna reflect how you've grown from the last cycle? You understand what I'm saying? That's what it's about, man. Growth. But we're gonna get into it, man. Oh, man. Yo, bro, the white man, Blow, man. That's my jam, man. I love that shit. Like I say, I love that hood soul, man. I made a post today about what Spotify did. Like you say, man, art is for the giving, man. Art is a true expression, man. When you got a gift, you become the gift. And that gift has no relevance or purpose unless it's given. And a gift is given with the expectations of nothing in return. All I know is I was born to give this shit to the world. You see what I'm saying? So my intentions and my purpose is to give it. And in that, man, the return, man, it ain't got to be validated by nothing in this world, man. It's feel good, man. So that's what love is, for the giving. You know, anything you love to do, man, do it for the giving, man. Where it lands, it will always land in fertile soil to grow a harvest of something that will help you survive if you giving it from a sincere place, right? So that's what that music represents for me, man. I just love to give that thing to, you know, hey, Blow, man, I love your music too, man. Let me tell you something, Blow. I'm glad you're showing me love, giving me dialogue, man. When I watched your video, I remember when I first saw you on social media and you got my attention. You know what I mean, man? You was inspiring because I'm like, darn, he from Charlotte. I ain't never heard of him. You had a professionalism about yourself, man. And it was around the time I was getting a lot of inspiration coming in. And you was one of the ones that truly made me get back in this thing, man, and start back recording and start back doing what I love, man. So that's why I always have told you, man, I believe in you, man. And they say each one teach one, each one reach one. You reach me with your videos, bro. And I hope that I'm enough just like you enough. And if all of us realize we are enough, man, it ain't about recognition. It ain't about accolades. It's about how we impact each other, man. And that's what this thing is really about, my brother. And I love you, man, and I believe in you. And I know you very impactful because you impacted me, man. And I'm just trying to give mine in the same pool of love, brother. You know what I mean? So thank you for that. But that's real shit. But back to this thing called the cycle, man. And I got a lot of shit in me, man, because it's the first of the year. And I say, man, I'm finna do this shit harder and stronger and better. So I got a lot of shit in me, man. So I don't know which way I'm gonna go. I won't let the spirit lead me. You know what I mean? I hope I catch the Holy Ghost and just wherever I go, goddamn it, we ride. You know what I mean? But anyway, so when you get to the cycle, man, you start in the moment, the now. The now, in the moment, right here, me and you, if you looking at me live, I love you. I respect you. In the moment. The moment transcends into the second. The second transcends into the minute to the hour to the day to the week to the month to the year. That's the cycle. The cycle goes back from the year to the month, to the week, to the day, to the hour, to the minute, to the second, to the moment. Right now, the moment. I say this on every one of my lives. The truth is nowhere because it's now here. It's right now in the moment. If you giving your moment right now to share this with me and watch me talk my talk, man, that's love, man. That's love, and I cherish it, and I respect it, and I never ever devalue your moment enough to know that if you giving it to me, say some bullshit about any goddamn thing. That's real shit right there. So that's how powerful we are in the moment that share this with me. Or even after this, if you're watching this at any point, giving me your attention for a moment, man, means a lot to me, right? So in this moment, that's a cycle. That's a part of the cycle. And when you're conscious of the moment, what you're thinking, what you intending, what you imagining, what are you hearing, what are you envisioning? Embrace the moment, man. To always know that it's the beginning of a cycle. And this moment leads out, like I told you, in time. So the more we become conscious of our moments, of our minutes, of our days, of our weeks, of our months, of our year. And we begin to control our intentions in all of this time and cycle. So you start to going somewhere. You start to building momentum. The cycle is a wheel. See, when the wheel get to turn, you start to going somewhere. You see what I'm saying? So the power is understanding your cycles and what position you play in them. You see what I'm saying? That's how you begin to control the new cycle, the new year. But guess what? It's the same old you. It's the same old you. And you're getting better and better at understanding the cycles and how the cycles work. You know, they say, if I knew then what I know now, good God Almighty. Man, if I knew then what I knew when I was 28, and I was a bad motherfucker at 28, but if I knew then, that's how I know I've grown. And over that many cycles, man, I've grown to be who I am in this very moment. You see what I'm saying? And some people say, well, this year gonna be the year. But this year is a sum. This year that's coming, 2022, is a sum of the wheels you've been turning and the cycles that's been going on within your life. Are they productive? Are they going anywhere? So it ain't gonna just happen and, oh, look at 22. No, you've been creating the cycles of your life. And it goes down to every aspect of your life. You know, one of the things I say about cycle, or another word for cycle, is the process. And see, we're in a time now, man, where due process, has been devalued so much that all our ideas of what we think is real, what we think is right, ain't based on no actual actions that manifest through due process. Even the grand scheme of economics. See, I'm getting ready to talk my talk now. It's 2022. If you're real, I love you. But see, when we talk the grand scheme of economics, you look at it and people say, well, you know, cryptocurrency is the way. Man, that's the future. And everybody's gearing to say, if you ain't on board, then, man, you're going to get left behind. Cryptocurrency is the way. And I'm not saying that it ain't a part of the way. But listen when I tell you, man. All things that are real because people make them real. And to make anything, there's a due process. There's a due process. See, Diamond told you in Players Club, make the money. Don't let the money make you. See, money is the sum. Profit is the sum. Profit follows process. Process don't follow profit. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm going to break it down to you like this. The foundation of American economics is manufacturing and production, right? All the products that we use, sell, that's necessity, the things that are necessary for us to sustain, the things that we want for luxury, we want for leisure, all of these type of things are part of a process called manufacturing and production, right? And this process of all of these things creates the millionaires and billionaires that makes America what it is. I tell a story about how when it comes to toothpaste in my house, I only like Colgate. And I get mad if we got some cress in this motherfucker. My mama gave us some cress for Christmas, and we was out of Colgate. They said, "Well, use the toothpaste we got for Christmas." And I say, "God damn, I don't want to use no cress." Now, you might say, "What the hell wrong with cress?" But I only use Colgate because they top got a little flip on it, and you don't have to take the top off. And every time I buy cress, I be so scared that either one of my kids or somebody gonna let this top drop in the sink, clog the sink up, and then I'm gonna have a problem. So I hate cress simply because they don't have an innovative top on their shit, right? Now, it's many others think like me, and you might say, well, what this got to do with manufacturing and production? Here's my point. Think about how much cress is worth, the brand, the product, all over the world. One of the biggest toothpaste brands in the world. Do you know how much the CEO of Crest is worth? Do you know how much money the brand is worth, right? But do you know how much money they pay another company that don't make the toothpaste, ain't got nothing to do with the toothpaste? They just make the little old top that goes on this goddamn toothpaste. That man, that company, that business is a billionaire too. And all he has to do is be a part of the process and the cycle of manufacturing. And he ain't never got to worry again. All he got to know is he a part of something. So that's a part, and I said all that to say, that's how the due process work of everything. Now transcend that too. If I work for the top company, I'm in management, I'm supervisor, leadership, and I work for the top company, that's a plastic, it most likely it's a plastic extrusion company that pushes out mold to make this top as a mold. Now I can guarantee you this plant probably pays anywhere between $19 and $25 an hour because this is a hot industry. And within this industry, you got supervisors, machine operators, you got all of these people that's living the American dream, making amount of money to provide for their family, create futures, to create college funds, 401ks, retirements, all of this from the idea of a little old top. So all you got to do is understand your part and position in a process and pay attention to that process and the cycle of what creates that process and know how you play a part in it and know your cycle. My cycle with my job, I work a 12-hour shift. 3 days a week, 2 days one, 4 days the next. That's my cycle. I operate that cycle. I've mastered that cycle for my body. I've mastered that cycle for my mind. I've mastered that cycle in terms of all the other gifts within me to help me understand my position and how to find a groove within that cycle and what that cycle means to my bigger picture. Within that cycle, I got to know it's a whole nother cycle that's going every day, every second, every moment. Me as a father and a husband. Within that cycle, I know I got to have conversation with my wife, conversation with my children. I got to share emotional bonds with them. So in that cycle, I got to keep that cycle tight. And if you look at all of these cycles and how they working together, and how they moving with each other. All of these wheels are turning. If you look inside how a clock works, you got the same thing. All of these different cycles going together, countering each other, making the hands of time move. See how this works? Now we got a new cycle in a new year. but it's the same you. How you gonna work them? Do you know your position? You see what I'm saying? Do you know your position? And when you're in your cycle, man, like you say, your cycle is your movie. You the main character in your movie. Your cycle is written by you in the moment. What are you thinking? What are you envisioning? What are you intending? That's how you write in your cycle. And as the moment transgress out, you acting on the very thoughts that you have wrote. And that's what makes the wheel turn. One time I did a post called Back to the Future. And I understood that movie a while ago, you know, with Michael J. Fox. And sometimes when I get an understanding of things, like you say, I have ideas of things, but to get a full understanding is you got to manifest those ideas into experiences or see them to know what they are. You see what I'm saying? If you don't put action or experience to ideas, then like you say, you just trapped off in a meta world. You trapped off in your imagination some goddamn well. You know what I mean? So, but I used to be at my other house before we moved here. And anybody know I stayed on Trinity Road, right on the main road. And I loved that house. I loved that house. That was my first house. And I remember always saying, man, I can't raise my kids on no main street. I don't want to raise my kids on a main street, always having that fear of my children in the yard being subject to be hit by a fast-ass car. I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't let that shit sit in my mind like that. So I used to sit in my bathroom and stare at the mirror, because every day I do my mirror sessions when I'm in the bathroom. And I used to stare in the mirror and look me in my eyes and close my eyes and imagine where I wanted to be then. If it ain't going to be here, you got to see it to be it, right? So I created a coloring book of my reality, of my cycles. And like you say, a new year, a new cycle, same you. So I knew I had to keep on going through the cycle, letting this thing go, letting this thing ride. And eventually I'm going to ride into what I'm creating. So one day, 5 years later, I came around the curve and looked at where I stay now. And tears started rolling down my eyes. I said, God damn, this shit real. And I knew at that moment what Back to the Future was. And what that means is, when you so real about your cycle and you understand where you at in the moment, in the very moment, I'm talking about right now, and you can go back to the moment when you knew you wrote that man and you planted that seed in your own goddamn mind to know where you're trying to roll and go. When you can go back to when you planted the seed and wrote the script to your future, that's some real ass shit. And I ain't telling you what I believe. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. I made a post about this earlier about, matter of fact, I'm going to talk about this. I was looking at something and I saw Kodak Black. But yeah, that was some other shit right there. Hey, what's up, cousin Shawanda? What's up, Erica? Hey, I love y'all, man. Hey, look, before I even go, let me say this right here, man. I'm going to tell you something, Shawanda and Erica. I want both of y'all to hear this right here, man. Anytime y'all get together and y'all together as a family, playing that music and jamming, let me tell you something, man. That's one of the greatest examples of black love and family that come across my timeline is when I see y'all, man, having y'all moment, man. I love y'all for that. And anytime we ever out with the whole family and we all come together, Y'all always bring that to real life, man. And I want to tell y'all, man, hey, I'm proud to be y'all cousin, man. I love y'all with everything, and I'm thankful that you sharing the moment with me right now to understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was watching Kodak Black, right? And he was saying Jay-Z, he'll bet Jay-Z in the verses. And so I was looking at the comments, and everybody was like, man, this motherfucker crazy. And like I told you, music is subjective. Music is about feeling. Music is about sincere expression. You know what I mean? If it's given from the soul, it's gonna be felt in the soul. Now, I'm not, like I said, music is subjective. So I'm gonna say something subjectively. I ain't never heard a Jay-Z song that ever made me feel a goddamn thing. Never. I ain't no Jay-Z fan. That ain't to say what he ain't. That ain't to say what he is. I ain't never felt shit. So when people say, oh man, he the greatest. Now when you're dealing with music, if we're going to talk about statistically, as far as money, revenue, accolades, I get it. I get it. But even in that, there's still goddamn some factors where you can challenge him in that. But outside of that, I know from the South, where I'm from, and I know these young kids, right now my son don't even know who the hell Jay-Z is, and he listen to all that shit. Yeah, like you say, I talk to my son and my nephew and them, and man, Jay-Z, what? Let me tell you something. So the thought of Kodak Black, what he's saying and where he's coming from, I get it. Because it all depends on the audience that you're going to get the perception from. And if you can't see that, then like I say, you just an analog nigga in a digital world, right? Kodak Black is innovative than a motherfucker to these kids. And these kids are the true voice and true reflection of what hip-hop is and what hip-hop verifies. Our old ass is done with that shit, man. That's like me arguing with my granddaddy. Man, goddamn James Brown, I run circles around motherfucking Jay-Z. Man, you don't know what no real entertainment is, motherfucker. And I'm telling him, man, you crazy, granddad. Jay-Z goddamn made Rockwell. You know? Hey, look, man, you goddamn crazy, right? But I said all that to say this. It's all subjective, right? And so I got to thinking about what's better, what makes somebody better when it comes to art. What makes somebody better when it comes to loving? What makes somebody better when it comes to, goddamn, speaking what I feel, right? So as an artist, as a rapper, as a singer, let me tell you something. As a real truth spitter, if you listening to me in this moment, listen to what I'm telling you, man. On this here planet Earth, I'm talking about this whole goddamn planet Earth. A bad motherfucker. And you is too, right? But you got to know that. You got to know that. I'm a bad motherfucker. And I done been in the room with, I ain't been in the room with no Jay-Z. I ain't gonna say that. I've been in the room with some hell of a superstars. And if a beat come on, they can say what they gonna say all they want. And I ain't got a damn thing to do with me. But when I say what the fuck I'm gonna say my shit, goddamn, I'm gonna say it. You hear me? I'm gonna say it and they gonna feel it if they real. And I'm talking about, that's in a room with anybody on planet Earth. That's how I feel, right? So I said that to say this. What's 2 plus 2? Everybody heard that voice. 4. That's something you know. What's 2 plus 2? 4. Heard that voice in your head that said 4. That voice is as real and as powerful as any voice on planet Earth when it responds to what's 2 plus 2? 4. Ain't nobody on planet Earth Voice Mode authorized, verified, or any of that shit to say folk other than yours. Because that's something you know. You know 2 + 2 is 4. So when you talk what you know, and you know what you're talking, man, your voice is a powerful motherfucker now. And the more you know that, the more it'll work for you. More people listen to you, feel you, what you're saying. More than they hear what you're saying. They're going to feel you. See, I get in the room with some, I used to always say, man, I ain't really that lyrical. I don't really give a damn what I say. I'm going to say some real shit and you're going to feel it though, right? So you can say whatever you want to say, but I don't know if your shit going to make a motherfucker's soul vibrate like mine. I love mine. That's why I say it's a powerful thing when you sing your own song. Because I'm telling you right now, you can't sing it wrong. So I'm going to wrap this up, man. And I'm going to say, new year, new cycle. Same you, man. Know your cycles within yourself, man. Know the cycles you're a part of. Like a lot of people set resolutions to lose weight. It's easier said than done. But I promise you, man, if you pay attention to your cycle and just add a little bit more oomph to the wheel, you'll start to get momentum. Walk down the street every day. Add that to your cycle. It's like making a beat. It ain't even got to be every day. It could be every Wednesday. Just make sure it come on time every time, all the time. And that becomes a part of the cycle. That becomes a part of the rhythm. And if you want to start to add a boom, and then it feel good to you, and then you add a boom, 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 boom. You see what I'm saying? Now you're hitting Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And that thing is saying a boom, 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 boom. All you got to do is keep on going with it. Keep on flowing with it, man. Keep on working your cycle. You see what I'm saying? And you never know, man, as you work that cycle. See, that cycle will change the confidence in yourself as you start to see you going somewhere. And now you create a new cycle of how you start to communicate in your relationships and when you walk in a door somewhere. They say, darn, he or she done started losing weight. You can tell they're feeling good about themselves because now every time they come in the door or every time they come to work, they first to speak now. They holding their head up higher. They saying, hey, how you doing now? See, now you're creating a new cycle within your cycle. You see what I'm saying? You're creating a new cycle. Darn. This year here, this new cycle here, I got outward person. I became an outward person when I started exercising. Now you're starting to meet more people that interest you in different ways. Now you're starting to get more opportunities. You see what I'm saying? Over the summer, I was training over at the Goodwill Center. And I told them young boys, I did a video on, I said, you full of shit. They was laughing. But I could tell when they came in at 10 o'clock in the morning. I could tell by who ain't took a shit yet. Because they was clogged up and they wasn't ready. And so I broke it down to them. You got to have you a morning cycle. Listen, when you get up in the morning, get up with enough time for your body to get to moving so you can shit and goddamn feel good. So when you walk out the door, man, you prepared to go. See, that's a cycle within your morning. That's a small piece of the clock that make your day turn. And if that ain't turning right, if you ain't using the bathroom right, and you ain't doing it when it's time to do it, when you got time to do it, imagine being somewhere, man, where people depending on you, and you depending on people, and you got to say, hold up, I got this shit. But we all got the shit. That's a part of living cycle. See how that works. So control your own cycle. This some real shit, man. Control your own cycle. Men. I'm talking about men who fighting a good fight. Got a black woman, man. Love this black woman. But we know it's men. Boy, some shit you got to deal with. And one of the common things they got to deal with, they got a cycle. And within that cycle, we all can come together and, man, let me tell you something about that motherfucking cycle. And she could say that with her sisters, man, let me tell you something about this motherfucking cycle. But when you understand how the cycle works, you done been living with your woman for years upon years, new years and new cycles, same you, same her, new year. Goddamn, man, at some point, you got to know your position in it. That's why I would tell my wife, God damn, you been having this shit your whole life. You ain't found a way not to be mad than a motherfucker yet. But that's a part of the cycle. You see what I'm saying? And it took me a couple of cycles to accept that shit. You see what I'm saying, man? Everything is cycles, man. Everything is cycles. Look inside a clock. Look at how many wheels turning. Look at all the cycles. You see what I'm saying, man? You see what I'm saying? It's simple, man. And I'm going to tell you this right here, man. And like I say, if you're sharing this moment with me, what's up, big brother Kamara? This is what I want to tell you, man. Like I said, I can get on here and I can talk Bible talk. I can talk all that. And I'm going to say, look, I can talk all that bullshit. I can get on here and I can talk woke talk. I can talk about goddamn stars. I can talk about anything I want to talk about. Because I'm trained in the ways of a motherfucking talker now. I can talk about anything I want to talk about. I can make it as complex and as smart as I want to make it. But an old man told me, he said, if your grandmama that can't read and a 5-year-old nephew that's really paying you attention can't understand what the fuck you're saying, you ain't saying a goddamn thing. So I'm just talking to my family, man. I kiss it. Keep it simple and sweet. And as simple as I can tell you, man. Wake up every day, man. On the second. On the minute. On the hour. On the day. On the week. On the month. On the year. Know your position in that mug. And own every part of them cycles, man. Own it, man. And I guarantee you, next New Year's, when they say this gonna be better, you say you goddamn right, cause I'm going somewhere. And I ain't got there yet cause I'm still living. Look, old man told me this one time. He said, let me tell you something, man. He said, you want to make it to the top, don't you? I say, hell yeah, I'm gonna make it to the top. He said, well, let me tell you something. I hate to bust your goddamn bubble. I say, what? He said, ain't no such thing as the top. I'm 78 years old. I'm still climbing. As long as you live, you better climb. Because when you get to the top, that's when you stop. And it's over then. So as long as you living, you climb. You understand what I'm saying? So as long as you living, as long as you blessed, goddamn, to see a new year, a new cycle, you better understand you've been you since your birthday. You've been you since your birthday, man. And all the cycles previous to this has led you to be who you are. And if you can love yourself in this here moment, I'm talking about January the 4th, 2022 at 9:52. If you can love yourself in this here moment, man, all them cycles led to here. And if you love yourself in this here moment, you feel good about where them cycles still going, man. And you still growing. Still gonna go some more. I don't know. My motherfucking song gonna be right. Now that motherfucker turned off on me. I won't play that motherfucker. I won't play that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna play it on the big screen. I'm gonna play that motherfucker. You gotta hear this motherfucker hit one more time, man. I love this here song. I love this here goddamn song. I love this here goddamn song. I love this here goddamn song so much, man. You know what I mean? Everybody that commented, Kamara, Doug Shawanda, Blow, Erica, who else? Let me see. Yeah. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for poking y'all head out, showing me some love, man. That mean a lot, man. You know what I mean? Real talk, man. That's why I say, hey, look, that's why I say one thing you gotta understand, man. Y'all enough. We enough, man. I've been me since my birthday. If 90 million motherfuckers know who I am, the same people that know me now in this moment, they just gonna, them other people just got to find out who I always been. But I've been me since my birthday. And I think, this is what I think. I don't care what nobody else thinks, this is what I think. I think I'm a bad motherfucker in everything I motherfucking do. Every motherfucking thing I do, I'm a bad motherfucker. And I'm prepared to show it, and I'm prepared to do it in honor for those that believe in me. You know what I'm talking about, man? I gotta run this shit back, man. You know what I'm talking about? One more time, man. One more time, baby. Yeah, my motherfucking battery gonna go dead. And I ain't cussed a lot on this, man. And I wore this hat. I wore this hat because I was cleaning out my closet the other day. And my Uncle P gave me this hat, man. And I wore it for my Uncle P, man. Real talk, man. This shout out to my Uncle P, man. He gave me this at the beach. You know what I mean? Check me out, though. I've been on this journey for 42 years. I've had some good times as well as I've shed some tears. I'm getting better and better every day. Feeling like I'm moving in the right way. It's been a long time coming. I pay my dues, I put that work in, babe. And them that drove me crazy, but it was worth it, baby, cause I loved it, baby, and I'm a hell of a me. And I remember when I used to be a younger me, man. If I knew then what I know now, now I'm as wild as an old owl, feeling young and gifted, just like a soul child. Me. That I done grown up, be me. You hear this shit, man? Hey, look, I made the beat. Man, if I knew then what I know now, man. I mean, hey, look, man, I'm 42 and I'm realizing I'm one of the bad. Man, I can make a motherfucking beat. Man, what? I love this shit, man. You know what I mean, man? One love, y'all. One love. One love, y'all.